Yo, how are there already people already watching this? How? Well, I don't really know how people usually start this, but I'll just go ahead and hope that it works for the best and doesn't end with either somebody getting arrested and or something being something turning highly sexual. But this is just gonna be a live sort of opinion. I don't know if the there you go. I have a couple topics here that I want to talk about, and if it just so happens that um, if it just so happens that you guys have topics here that you want me to cover, I'll do it. I'll do it because I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Yeah, that's right. So penis. Again, so if you guys have comments here, if it's something interesting, maybe I'll address it under the context of these. If it's something related to an African American penis, then I'll probably address it too because there's nothing I find funnier than African American penis. But we'll just go with that. So I just want to make sure. Could somebody just say if you can hear me and if the audio is good? Yes. Could somebody be a sweetheart and do that for me before I actually stop this and or take out my penis? Yes. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. The one person who's actually honest here. You cunts. Full of cunts here. So, okay. I get it. I get it. God damn it. So the first topic here is magic dead? Is magic dead? There you go. So the first topic, and I think that a lot of people have talked about this. I know that Chris Ramsey recently put out a video for this sort of lovely stuff. However, it's not dead. It's not dead. As a matter of fact, I think now it's the in the best time that it's ever been around. Anyone, including you guys, all the cunts here, have access to learn any sort of trick you want, any sort of sleight you want, without having to, go to a library. What the fuck is a library? What's a library now? You guys don't even know what a Dewey Decimal System is. But instead, you have this. I'm literally doing a live for 81 cunts here watching and listening to this. People pretty much have the ability to learn anything that they want. So I definitely don't think magic is dead at all. It's not even close to dying. As a matter of fact, it'll probably be closer to dying if we get another Evan era. That's hopefully a something that will never happen to magic. The more Evan eras we get, the more this art's definitely gonna go down the gutter. So that's the first thing. I definitely don't think that magic is dying at all. So that's the first topic here. Do you watch Chris Ramsey too? Yeah, yes, obviously, bro. Evan era is the best. I want him to finger me. I think that might be the only thing he's good for. He has the fat fingers. This is the deck, by the way, I used today. I don't know if you guys find this annoying, but whoever came up with this pattern, first of all, this is a very patriotic deck. You got such figures like Harriet Tubman, but it's very, there's a lot happening in the deck here. So that's I know that some people in previous videos were asking about that. You want what is this? All right, best ACAN, high Pigcake. I feel like the chat here is going to be a combination of memes and or cancer. So I welcome that. I welcome that. Don't think that I don't welcome that at all. But I'm just saying, headphone warning. There's no way I could do it here. Card Shark 21. There's no way I could do a headphone warning here. I wish I could also do the fantastic and then zoom in, but I can't do that. So I'm sorry for that. So is magic dead? No, that's the short answer there. So the fucking Italy, Mark Cobain 81. God damn it. This is next stuff. So here, the next topic that I want to talk about a little bit is the idea of exposures versus tutorials. Now, the last video that I put up is about is pretty much me calling people who decide to make tutorials or exposure videos on YouTube. Sorry, not tutorials, that's the opposite. But exposure videos on YouTube are cunts. And I think that there's a difference, at least my own opinion, that there's a definite difference between the idea of exposure and a tutorial. What I tend to do in my videos are show you guys tricks that I've come up with either myself or they're definite variations of other tricks. but they're not necessarily somebody else's material entirely. It's stuff that I've worked on, stuff that I've spent a long time kind of like making my own and putting my own handle on it. Now, the difference between that and exposure is that exposure is pretty much done with the idea that somebody is going to try to reveal something that somebody else has done for the sake of clicks, for the sake of views, and especially adding someone like Chris Angel or David Blaine's name on it. That guarantees a certain amount of clicks and a certain amount of views. So that's definitely what I think is a difference. Now, that I could be wrong. I could be seeing this in a completely different way, but that's the beauty of this, because that's just my opinion. You could have a completely different opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that. You could have a hand reveal. You could have a 2-hand reveal. How's that? There you go. Dick reveal. That's fantastic. I feel like there are more requests for dick reveals than requests for face reveals. Hold up, the beef here. That's a familiar name here. So if we're cunts and Valentino's a cunt, what makes us different than him? Well, I don't know if you remember watching the Secrets of Magic finally revealed, but Valentino, he said that his ultimate goal was to have make magicians change their methods up, because we've been using the same methods over and over again. So there's plenty of people are asking for a dick reveal, Podge mode, cunt. So as far as what Valentino was doing, he wanted magicians to change their methods up. Now, the way that he did it was to gain controversy in magic. So pretty much as far as what he did, I think it was entertaining, but at the same time, I could see why a bunch of magicians were pissed. The best example I could see of this is Penn and Teller. They pretty much exposed their own tricks. They got popular in magic, and the misconception is that they were exposing a bunch of magicians' tricks, and they were the bad boys of magic, but they didn't do shit. They were exposing their own tricks that they came out with and garnering some sort of reaction from the general public with that. So they really did the A-OK way to do that. So that's definitely what I think of Valentino. If you can't zoom, you can't show penis. You can't show penis. What a lovely bunch of comments I have here. God damn it. So let me scroll up here. Please ignore this dead time. Do a fight with Miss Bang on the table. If not now, at 1 million. I'll tell you what. That leads me to my next topic here, which is illusionist. Funny enough, Utaka Gaming said that. In a couple of videos a long time ago, I said that when I reach 100K subscribers, I would challenge somebody from Illusionist to a professional wrestling match. That's not a joke. Once I do reach that goal, I want to fly to wherever they are in California and challenge their strongest to a wrestling match. That's ultimately a goal. So that's definitely a video that I will do. So that's I don't want to necessarily fight Miss Mag. The only person I am afraid of, Daniel Madison, I feel like I could take. The person that I'm definitely afraid of is I think Bobby Moda. He might be shorter than I thought, but that guy's buff as shit. And I feel like if we get into a wrestling match, he might actually destroy my ass. So that is so Miss Mag, not necessarily, but Bobby Moda, I would definitely wrestle him. I see some comments here. Have you talked about the subscription thing? I don't know what you mean by subscription thing. Merlin Bernard. My award for the gayest name in YouTube history here. Let me scroll through these. Hold up. Let's see what he got. Really bad YouTuber. Give me a shout out. God, cunts. I knew that was going to happen. Eat ass. All right. Thank you, man. You too, bro. Nothing wrong with eating ass sometimes, bro. You got to do what you got to do. Wow, man. You guys. I'm sifting through most of these. It turns out that all your things are about dicks and assholes and cunts. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that more than actual tangible questions here. Let's see. You said Miss Mag in a video. Good job. Yes. Yeah. Miss Mag. I said it again. Chris Ramsey, I want your finger to go on my ass. What do you think of Chris Ramsey? I like Chris Ramsey stuff. I really do. I feel like his thumbnails are a little bit clickbaity sometimes, but that's kind of what you have to do. Who asked this? A Magic Fooler. That's what you got to do. Sometimes, unfortunately, you got to be clickbaity because that's the nature of the platform that is YouTube. But as far as his magic, I think the guy's fucking great. I think that he comes up with great methods. I think he has a good opinion as to what magic is and where it's going. But that's pretty much, and the fact that he did come from Illusionist and he still works for Illusionist. So that's that. Wait, let me go back to that here real quick, Illusionist, and then I'll go back to answering your terrific questions here. I don't hate them. I appreciate Illusionists very much. They were the first videos that I watched, among the first videos that I watched doing tricks as a beginning pig cunt. So I really don't. I like Brad Christian. I thought that him wearing eyeliner in the Ninja series was probably the hottest thing ever. But unfortunately, people have made fun of that. I think that sometimes they do tend to wear women's clothes. But apart from that, their stuff is great. They have great product. Now with Magic Stream, full disclosure, I don't have it. But I do think that it's a great service. $12 or $10 a month, and you're getting pretty much their access to most of their library and new stuff. The only downside I do see to that is that hopefully the quality of the content doesn't go down. That's kind of my thing. So let's go through here. Pigcake, am I a cunt? Yanni, yes, you're a cunt. What do you think of me? I don't know you, Ben. Holocaust. Okay, great. That's fantastic. Let's see. Look who's talking. Did you ever read this? I said I'd fight Miss Mag. Yeah, I'd fight. I'd fight anyone in the Magic community. Honestly, bring him. Wrestling match. I definitely love an actual professional wrestling match with one of them. He's independent. He left Illusionist. I know he left Illusionist, but I know he was associated with Illusionist. So that's kind of that. Who do they have now? I don't know who they have. Let's see. Who do we got? Close up of my ring. There's one ring. There's another ring. Those are the two rings. This ring, I have. Let me see if I have it here. Just but like entertainment value here. Let me see if I could get it. Oh yeah. Okay, so I had the it's not here. That's funny. I had the Magic Maker's version of this ring for a long time. It's in earlier videos. It's a piece of shit. It's the M ring, that the wizard M ring that magicians apparently have. But I bought it from them to try to get an actual genuine M ring. It's a piece of shit. It rusted. I don't understand how it rusted over, literally being that material. But that I definitely don't recommend it. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your favorite fruit of the alphabet? Fucking. Where do you learn your tricks? Everywhere. When magic was a part of books. Who said? Connor Mahudi. When magic was a part of books, and that was the main way to get tricks, I would just use magic books. My favorite one is the Magic Course by Mark Wilson. Art of Astonishment series. Those are always great. The best... Magic for Dummies is actually one of my favorite books. That book has so much... Even Greg Wilson has stuff in that book. It's really underrated in terms of whenever a magician represents stuff. Let's see. Ruben Cruz. Show us the cunt shuffle. It looks like this. That's the cunt shuffle. Hope you enjoyed that. How much money do you spend on cards? Not a lot. I've spent a lot of money throughout the years, but I've never thrown down a set amount of money. Who said? Mario the Magician. Original name. I've never thrown down a lot of money at once to buy decks. I just don't understand. Oh, it seems that you've segued into my next topic here, which is fancy decks. I do understand there's a market for it. And sometimes these decks do have beneficial qualities to them. But as far as I think you shouldn't spend more than $10 on a normal deck, and that's pushing it, because they're the same shit. You're getting pretty much it's cardboard. It's pretty much treated cardboard. Air cushion finish is pretty much a standard in all decks now. So there's no reason as to why you should spend more than that, regardless of whose design is on it. Now, if it brings something like markings, yeah. Fucking pay $20, $30. But if it's just a deck, come on. Get the fuck out of here. Let's see. Let me scroll down to the recent ones here. Daniel Madison decks will get you laid. Yeah, but by people and not out of your own free will. It'd be just people taking you not out of your free will, the beef, which is a fantastic member of the Pigcake Discord community. Which, if you think this is full of a lot of remarks here, a lot of fun remarks, you should check that out. That is a fat community there. Favorite tricks is Back in Time by Jay Sankey. That's my favorite trick because there are certain ways to do it that is kind of awesome. So if you want to look that up, definitely look it up. But that's my favorite trick of all time. Card Dropper 22. Let's see. More questions here. Pull the 8 of Hearts out of the deck. 8 of Spades. Whatever your name is, Arky Lugo. There you go. Can you shout out my Poor Homeless channel? Card Shark 21. The fuck is going on? I stopped reading a Jay Sankey book to get here. Cool Magic Forum. What Jay Sankey book? That's what I want to know. Do you do the Selenium Shift by Simon Black? Does it look like this? Does it look like this? The Selenium Shift? Does it look like that? Is that what it looks like? Or is it one of these? Is it this one? 8 of Clubs in the middle? Is it this one? 8 of Clubs on top. Is that the Selenium Shift? Or is it this one? Is it this one? Like it's the 9 of Spades? That one. Is that it? I don't know which one's it. You let me know. DM Magic, which is a Selenium Shift. Let's see. What else do we got here? More. Can you make my crippling depression go away? Unfortunately, that's well beyond my scope as a parody Magic YouTube tutorial channel. So, unfortunately not. Do you have a job yet? No. Fun enough, I don't have a job yet. It's a fantastic thing when you're in the education system and they let you go about a month and a week before school ends. No school really wants to hire you. So that, do you have a job yet? True to you. Unfortunately not. The cunt's kind of stuck it in my butt there. But there is some stuff in the works there. So we'll see. If there's a sudden spike when I'm not making videos, it's because I am pulling tricks for funds, and by tricks I mean sucking dick. So let's see. Can you teach us a cunt cut? Unfortunately not. I'm trying to make monetary. I'm trying to get monetization on my videos. So if I do that, they might just cut me off altogether. When are you going to wrestle Jericho 120? I realize he's the only actual magician wrestler. I know that there was another one. He had a book out with Vanishing Inc. Kalen something, not Morelli. Caleb Wiles. He's another one who's into wrestling, which is funny because it's just the weirdest combo, wrestling and magic. There's a lot of cross-pollination between those communities in terms of the terms they use. But when are you going to wrestle Jack 120? Anytime. You know what? Anytime I'd wrestle that guy. Fuck. All right? You tell him. I'd fucking wrestle the shit out of that guy. Let's see what else we got. What are your goals in the magic world? Well, definitely Ryan Baragiotti. Assuming that you're in Italy, I don't know what time it is over there now, but if you are in Italy, just by your name, I'm being racist, but by your name, then a shout out to you, man. You're awake, and or just waking up, and or I'm not sure what time it is in Italy. But what are your goals in the magic community? I want to spread my seed as far and as wide as possible in the magic community. So if that includes making videos on YouTube, yes. If that includes a potential book down the line, yes. So just pretty much spreading my seed. I have a lot of ideas. I've been doing this bullshit for 15 fucking years, or 15 or 16 years. So it's a lot of ideas that I have. Pretty much the stuff I've put on YouTube is only scratching the surface. There's a lot of stuff that I've kept to myself just for selfish reasons. But pretty much the bulk of my style is on YouTube. I mean, that's pretty much a lot of ideas that I've had throughout the years that I think are pretty good. There are one of the recent videos I put up. That's one of my favorite fucking ideas. And I got lots of hate in that. Y'all letting me down with that. But there's the impromptu card on table, where you put the thought of card on the table. They name whatever card, and you turn to somebody else, or you turn to somebody, or the same person. You say, you know what? That worked perfectly. Let's think of a suit. You got one? And then it's pretty much the one ahead method. That is one of my favorite tricks of all time. And that there's a little something extra that could be done with that without cards that is also something that I've done a lot, and that's my favorite, one of my favorite things. So there you go. Can you do an anti-feral? No, I can't. I've tried. I know it's some weird thing here, and then you separate the cards. No, but I would. I think it's Christian Emblem, or I know Danny D'Ortiz, and those are two magicians that I would love to stick my face in their stomachs, on their bellies. So I know they can do it, and props to them. Let's see, how dank are you? The fucking dankest. What kind of a question is that? Such cat meowie. How dank are your memes? The fucking dankest. Another plug here. If you see Twitter, my Twitter's. I go to the subreddit, dank memes, and I just rip them off. But it's still dank memes. Fuck. So such cat, my memes are the dankest. My hands seem way too large and way too wiry to perform tricks. Do you think I just need persistence? Yes, because I have shrimp hands. These hands are not really the hands of a full-size adult, but I could still do stuff. And I think it's just persistence. You gotta, like, when it comes to palming, anybody could palm. And initially, when you do start to palm, your fingers are gonna open up wider than a middle school prom after party. But you just learn to you learn to do it with persistence. So really, you just gotta keep at it. Keep the lower your social ability is, the higher your magical ability is. You could quote me on that. So there you go. Let's see, if you could meet with one magician, Archie Lugo. Who would I meet? Dead. You know what sucks? Daryl. I would have loved to have met Daryl. Rene Lavande. It sucks. Rene Lavande, obviously, you know, he was very, very old. But Daryl was one that was, you know, in his prime, I would say. It sucks. You know, it sucks. But certain people, you really can't say what they're going through, because you've never been there unless you have. But, you know, Daryl is one magician that I would love to meet. Obviously, Ed Marlowe. Sit on his lap. Get some stuff from the learning tree. That was awful. But I would definitely love to meet Marlowe. Whoever the first magician is. That guy that pulled the duck from the head from the thing, according to David Blaine's book. Whoever that first magician is, I'd love to meet him and see what his end game was. So let's see, Daniel Ruiz, favorite magician. Other than myself, there are Paul Harris, Greg Wilson, people like that have been my favorite magicians. Definitely someone like, well, David Blaine actually is the first magician that I saw on TV that I lost my shit over. That Street Magic special was the first one that I was like, you know what? This guy has a massive penis. So that guy, by all means, even though it's kind of an unpopular opinion, I guess. I don't know why. But David Blaine is actually one of my favorite magicians. But Paul Harris and definitely Greg Wilson. Bill Malone, David Williamson, all these people. The standards. Everyone, and whenever you ask the magician, what's their favorite magician? The same people for the obvious reasons. They're fucking great. Let's see. Can I walk on water? I can't even swim, which is hysterical considering my ethnicity. Let's see. Favorite magician, I already asked that. So you're a senior? What the fuck does that mean, dude? How would I be a senior? How do I deal with depression and anxiety? Anxiety is spelled incorrectly, so I would say learning how to spell, Alexa. Pixie, is not the way you do magic. You're a great communicator. Oh, thank you, Mr. Cobain. I'm sorry you shot yourself in the face. Or maybe Courtney did it. But still, thank you for that. A compliment in a sea of cunt comments. Any tricks that would be especially good at festivals? Are you talking about like Ultra and like Coachella? Because to be honest, magic is definitely the last thing you want to do at festivals like that, unless they're highly visual shit. So that if you get the lights, if you bring the lights to, hold up. If you have a fucking delight and you bring that shit to a festival and you wait till about 2 a.m, you are gonna fuck people up. That's a fact. You will fuck them up. So that's a good one. Shudogawa and this other guy have a good DVD when it comes to that sort of stuff. It's magic that's not necessarily requires a lot of talking. It's magic that requires pretty much your visual. Apollo Robbins and Shu Ogawa, they have that. I think it's called Cultural Exchange. But get one of these, and you'll get some. You'll get some. Are you gonna teach more mentalism? Icy Fire, yes. Can you recommend a magic book? Magic for Dummies. First fucking book. Let's see. What is a move that took you a long time to learn? The pass, I guess, is the one that took me the longest, and I still can't even do it good. Obviously, here it's kind of a bad angle, but the pass is one that it took me a long fucking time to get. And I remember initially doing it with one card and thinking I had a huge penis because I could do it with one card, and I can't even do it with one card. But I remember doing that when I was first starting it out, and I lost my shit. And then I learned how to do this pass, and I thought I was hot shit, the Herman pass, with no cover because I was a dumb idiot. But the pass is definitely the thing that took one of the longest things to perform. Cunt Cake t-shirts, Ruben Cruz. Yeah, I have Cunt Cake t-shirts. I'm trying to see if that works. Throw some hot dollars on Pigcake if you want those shirts. Design your own cards. Wouldn't that be a little bit hypocritical if I'm here shitting on deck designs and I design and I bring out my own deck? I would love to do it, but I would like to do it in a way that's they're cheap, not cheap quality, but obviously cheap. And I do need to think of a good design that incorporates some sort of pig in that. But that's something I would love to do down the line. Now I can't obviously do it, but down the line that's something I'll definitely love to do. Wrestle with Hannibal. That's fucked up, Randall. That's kind of fucked up. I mean, it'll be like wrestling. Let's see if there's someone. You know what? I'm gonna say wrestling Yokozuna. Let's see who gets that. Whoever remembers Yokozuna, you're a OG wrestling fan. Are you gonna wrestle Floyd Mayweather? No. He'd probably punch me. He'd probably whiff by my face, and I'd be fucked. Favorite card in the deck, 5 of clubs. So come everywhere, Eric Casale. Yeah, I guess, dude. Is the Magic Book by Harry Lorraine? Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me go to the more recent comments here because apparently I'm getting... Oh, shit. Oh, man. I am way behind. Correct me if I'm wrong about Harry Lorraine, but he's great and all when it comes to his books and his magic, but has he lost his shit on like the Magic Cafe? I've heard a lot of stuff that the guy's lost his absolute fucking mind on Magic Cafe, and I've died hearing that. Like he'll come in on a thread and kill somebody. It's Diet Coke, the good old. So hold up, let's see here. Marking system using pigs. They're kind of hard to implement. Vanilla Devil, because usually people might be a little bit suspicious when it comes to bringing pigs into a trick. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. It depends on your country. Usually some countries. Some countries are better than others. But what a douche. What a douche. Oh, shit. The love here is amazing. Let me look through these. That's... how much money does it take for a Pigcake to suck a dick? No XCDs? Probably $1 million. Nothing gay about $1 million. Did you get caught while performing? Yeah, you know what? It happens. You get caught. Now, the thing is that what you got to realize is that that's something that I see a lot. Do you get caught? Daniel Stoyamonovsky. Sorry. Do you get caught? Yes. When you're doing tricks, you're going to get caught. You're going to get busted. But that's where you learn what not to do. And that's where you learn what to do. Now, the greatest thing about learning magic is getting caught in the beginning and learning things that you could get away with, things that you need maybe more time working on, or just other things that don't work in general. So getting caught is part of it. I don't understand why there's this whole negative thing on getting caught. You're doing card tricks. If you were maybe doing like these fucking... If you were having to do a second deal in a back room in 1928... Yeah, I'd be fucking shitting my ass. But you're doing card tricks. The most that could happen is someone goes, "Hey, I saw the card going in your palm." That's it. That's the most that can happen. So really, there's nothing bad if you get caught, move along, do another trick, or change the conversation. But there's not really there shouldn't be a stigma in getting caught. It should be something that's welcome, at least in the beginning. And maybe if you're coming up with something new, if you're coming up with another idea, either getting caught or maybe hearing somebody's reaction to the trick afterwards, that's a great way to fucking learn shit, as opposed to just assuming that you're gonna get away with it, and then when it comes to actually doing it, you get fucked. So that's a good one. Do you dress as Daniel Madison? No, I am men's clothes. I wear men's clothes. Stage tricks by Eddie Domler here. So as far as that, pretty much any trick could be adapted to the stage as long as you have the right equipment, the right setup. If you have a camera there, any card trick could work. I know Paul Hofzinser, someone. They used to do card tricks on stage and get massive reactions. So it's really projecting the person that's on stage with you, projecting their emotion to the rest of the audience. That's what stage magic really is. So there really isn't any difference there. Now, obviously, you have to do tricks that you have to play for. Some tricks that you have to play for a bigger crowd, macro tricks, but you could pretty much get away with anything in terms of that, and you'll be fine. Pigcake, I love your YouTube channel. I'm so happy you have 15,000 subscribers now. I didn't think I would get 15,000 I didn't think I would get 100 subscribers doing this shit. But I'm happy, and I thank you guys. Beard Dust, thank you. Y'all killing it. Try to cut to exactly 17 cards. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. God damn it. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21. I should have done a false count. I should have done the false count. There's a false count that you could do that way, where you could cut off, or you can have them cut off a certain amount of cards. And I think if it's 17, I think I'm going to have to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Aha, I did it. I fucking did it, but it's a false count. So there's a way to do it. I think Gary Jones has a method where you could false count however many cards they cut for how many cards you want them to cut. So there you go. Evo Screw Rick. Why are you so malicious? It comes with the pig. I mean, have you ever been offered any sponsors? No. However, when I do get offered sponsors, true to you, my videos are going to become so much more obnoxious. It's going to be so obnoxious because oh, hey guys, so here's another trick. Oh, what's this? Is this a loot crate? Fuck. Well, let's see what's in this. I'm going to be such a cunt. But let's see. Let's see what we got here. What do you think of the work of Shin Lim? I think Shin Lim, there's a difference in styles when it comes to magic. I think that Shin Lim he does the Asian style, which is very complex stuff. So if you notice the difference between magicians and for example, the Spanish, they are very vocal when it comes to the tricks. So they'll do a lot of patter points. The British style is I don't want to say all of it, but there's a significant portion that copied Darren Brown or tried to emulate that style when he got popular. But as far as Shin Lim, he kind of reflects the magic that is reflective of the Asian community, which is very, very hard technical stuff, and I think it's great. As far as the practicality, that's a little bit off. I know that he says it's practical, and it might be practical for him, but there's just some moves that there's no way. I know that he does like a longitudinal Tenkai color change and stuff, and then he does his color change where it looks fucking amazing. Maybe on stage it's great, which I'm sure is where he gets most of his stuff, but as far as close up and really, really close to, I think that's some of the stuff you'll get caught. But if you take bits and points of what he does, you're definitely going to get some amazing material from Shin Lim. So there you go. Are Portuguese like Spanish? That's racist. Fuck, there's Portugal, and then there's Spain. There's Portugal, which is on the left, I want to say western side, and then there's Spain, and then the Spanish speak Spanish, and the Portuguese speak what? Okay, that was for Lonnie US. Are you a Negro? Oh my God. This is when it when it borders on racism. That's when you know you have a good crowd here. I want you to cut yourself. Okay. He's got these comments. What's your gender, Pigcake? You know what? The fact that you're asking me that's offensive. Honestly, it's really offensive that you're asking me that. You should ask me for my pronouns. Let's see. Describe Juan Tamari's style in in their words. In their words or 3 words, the creepy artist.
Magia, me encanta la magia.
That's my Tamaris, or my very awful attempt at emulating a magician from Spain.
Toma la baraja y escoge una carta.
That's my attempt at a Tamaris. But Tamaris, energy. That's one way that I have to describe Tamaris. Have you ever thought of not destroying our ears when you start a video? Yeah. I've thought of it, but I think it's funnier. And you know what, Nicola Popola 111? If you've noticed, all right, I've made very careful attempts to lower the audio levels below 1. So there are certain people that said that I blew out their headphones. You, my friends, are cunts, because there's no way that your headphones would blow up if it reaches, if I'm blocking the audio, if it's hitting that brick wall right there, there's no way you could get your headphone blown off. So there you go. I know that it can't hurt your ear because it's below a certain decibel unless your ears are soft. Headphone warning live. That's too much work. A live headphone warning. Did. Oh my God, I've been calling you a cunt this whole time. Thank you, Kobe. Appreciate it. Let's see if there's something else here. Oh, I just saw one. Son of a YouTube. You need to get your stuff here. Opinion on the Electra complex. So that's if you want to bang your mom, right? Oedipus. Oedipus is if you want to bang your mom. Electra is if you want to. Imagine if somebody just tuned in and that's the first thing they hear. They're gonna be like, "What is that?" Thank you, Amin Belly. Do you know Darties? I would probably kill a small tree monkey to meet Danny Darties. Mark Cobain 81. What's the most amount of takes that it's taken you in one video? I think the dumpster video, True to You, that took so long to film because there were just a lot of stuff that I had to cut off. That was my favorite video. That's my second favorite video. My favorite video is episode 2. The second video I've ever made. My second favorite is the dumpster video, and that's one of the ones that I've gotten the most hate off of, which I don't understand. I thought it was fucking hysterical. Actually, you know what? You're gonna hear it here first. I'm gonna make a dumpster series, so get ready, dumpster series. You inspired me, Taki. For real, great work. Thank you, a genuine compliment. I appreciate that. That's kind of the point here too. I'm glad that through these stupid videos, I've actually had not only an audience enjoy the shit, but I've actually reached out and inspired people to either make YouTube videos themselves or just learn magic and try to put a little bit more effort in this social lubricant. So favorite deck, bicycle. Give me right here. Favorite deck, bicycle. Why? Because you could find them anywhere. They're cheap and they're air cushion finish. That's it. There's no reason not to get anything else other than bicycles. And as far, I remember hearing this argument of using different cards that the spectators are going to be more likely to think that it's a special deck. Not fucking true at all. You go to Target, you're going to find at least 8 different kinds of decks. You go to CVS in these parts of the U.S. here, CVS, it might be, what's the one? Dwayne Reed. Fucking Dwayne Reed, wherever that is. If you walk into there, you're going to see at least 8 different types of playing cards. So they're common. Different styles and backs of decks are common. So I don't think that people are going to think that you're doing some sort of trick with that. Let's see. You're going to lose subs. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Did you reply to my question? I was laughing. Baron Boots. What was your question? How do you get a girlfriend? You know what? Magic is not the best way to get a girlfriend. Toteman, honestly. The best way to get a girlfriend is through, I think, money. Having decent fun. And personality, of course. You need a personality. What's a good icebreaker? There's a trick that I put called my go-to trick on the channel. That's It's a 2-card transposition. That's a good icebreaker. That is a really good icebreaker and a really good opener because there's a lot of opportunity for byplay. But as far as icebreaker, I assume you mean Mr. Combo Breaker, which is hysterical that you're asking that question. If you have some sort of trick that is engaging, that doesn't necessarily require a lot of effort. I don't know if you're trying to get the attention of the people, if you already have their attention, but that one, if you want to check it out, is definitely one of my favorites. I just tuned in, bitches. That's very nice. Do you plan to come to Italy? I mean, maybe. Maybe. If I ever get the ickling, I have a couple Italian friends that I always make fun of. They always make fun of my ethnicity. I make fun of their ethnicity. Try to bring up the idea of spaghetti and meatballs as often as possible, just because I know that spaghetti and meatballs is not an actual dish in Italy, and it offends every Italian I know. So there you go. Shuffle the cards fairly. Take the top card. If the top card is a 5 of diamonds, give me a deck of cards. Queen of spades. Lincoln. Ha! Glenn Lamas, you cunt. There's actually a method that I have for cutting to the aces by doing regular shuffles. I remember I wrote it up a long time ago. It's not really my method, but it comes from the gambling world. But it works pretty well. It's like an estimation sort of bit. You just peek at one side and let your eyes kind of look through the deck. And what happens is that you could actually spot the aces. And this deck is a little bit harder because the patterns are 8s. But you can actually get really good at cutting to not only court cards, but aces if you do that with a bicycle deck. Look at that, dropping some hot tips. Let's see here. Habibi, IB. All right, thank you, bro. Can you come to Puerto Rico? I mean, Puerto Rico. That's Puerto Rico. How can I even say an opinion about Puerto Rico? Well, without compromising myself, but Puerto Ricans are very similar to a lot of people in my family. So I would say I'm pretty much already kind of in Puerto Rico and the Caribbean. That's kind of what I could say about that. Ricky J's vernacular. Why does he use big words? Because he's catering to a very specific audience, creepy artist. But if you noticed, even though he's using that massive vernacular and that very complex language, you can understand what he's saying, which is the fucking genius of Ricky J. You could completely understand everything he's saying, even though he's using all these fancy words and he's saying all this stuff. You can understand everything that he's trying to come across, and that comes with fucking years of experience. Creepy artist. Let's see. What's your ethnicity? Well, that's kind of a hint. That's one of it. And then there's another half which deals with the Puerto Rican comments I made earlier. Let's see. A Magic Stream, I already said. I think that it's a great service, Alejandro. I don't have it. But if you... $12 for their library is stupid. It's a stupidly small amount of money to pay. Now, as far as what I worry about it, and I mentioned this earlier, is the quality. I really hope that the quality of videos don't go down just because it's more available. That tends to happen with the streaming service. If you've noticed, maybe with Netflix. And now, they have all these shows that are specific to Netflix. But the vast majority of Netflix is very low quality stuff. And that's just the nature of having an all streaming service. So look at WWE Network. They have a lot of stuff that's fucking great. And a lot of stuff that's like... wishy-washy. So Magic Stream, you have the original content, you have all the amazing older videos that they have, but you're going to see kind of an influx of stuff that might not necessarily be great. When you were a teacher, did you ever show students tricks? Yes. All the time. I mean, that was kind of a fun thing to do. I hid it for a long time because imagine they find out that you do tricks, they'd lose their shit. So I hid it for a long time, but yes, I did. To Keo X Fan. Holy shit, these names. Pigcake, I need to go to sleep. Can you say goodnight? I mean, I already did technically there. A bad YouTuber. Can you do an A-can? I have like 1,000 A-can versions. My favorite one is with that any card switch that I have on the channel. That's this thing. Now that again is not entirely mine. That is a move, a Shinobi switch. I think that's what it's called to control cards. The way I saw it done was like this. It was done as a control to the top of the deck. What I've thought of it is that if you do break it down, you could actually do it as in any card at any number switch, which I think is a fucking great way to do it. Daniel Ortiz has amazing ways to do it. I'll put on one in, I think, a week. That's not it's a card at number, but it works really, really well. So Knife Master. But that's definitely one. If you can get a card that they're going to name, a force card maybe, with other methods that I've done, and if you get that card to the top and you do that switch, it's a really fair any card at any number. That's one thing in the Magic community that is really hard pressed. You have a lot of people that want a specific method for the classic burglars. You name a card, you name a number, yo, that card is at that number. You're not going to find that. And if you do, it's a coincidence. Or there's 52 decks. Or there's a stupid method. But you're not going to find a clear-cut method of going, hey, man, here, name a card, name a number. Okay, That's not going to happen. You're going to have something that is either a possibility-based trick or something that's based on a very complex method. Now, I do have a couple that are shuffled. I do have a method that is, it's a shuffled one. They can name any card. I don't touch the deck initially, and then it does it that way. But there's a process to it. So maybe I might put that out later. Maybe, drop that Knife Master. Let's see. What else? My opinion on Card Shuffler. I don't really want to drop stuff on other people. But I think if you see the David Blaine video. Ice Cold A-Can coming out right as Barry Richardson died. Barry Richardson came out, Barry Richardson died years and years ago. I think Ice Cold A-Can came out earlier this year. So there's definitely, I don't think that that's true at all. But I think that it's a variation on his method. I do think that the marketing and the description was a little bit kind of shady. But as far as the actual method, I think it's a great method, especially if you want to do a very kind of hands-off version of it. But again, it is Barry Richardson's method. But I think that there's enough of a little bit of a segue there to justify it. But if they did get the permission from the estate, there's nothing wrong with that. How to tie a noose. Are you guys doing memes from other things here? Do you perform magic to like normal people like you do in your videos? I'm not dead, so there's your answer. My daughter Jenny is your biggest fan. I don't know if you're showing, I hope she's not a young daughter. But, there you go. It says good that she doesn't understand. Okay, that's good. At least she doesn't understand my stuff. Is my channel the real reason you got fired? No. If my channel was the reason I got fired, I would have squeezed the shit out of that. It was not. That was definitely not the reason. I really don't want to. It's a very weird medium to talk about that. But as far as my channel, that was definitely not the reason why I got fired. It's not impromptu. Well, you could do this. This is impromptu. I put this in a video the other day. This thing. I came up with this in the line, waiting for a ride in Disney. It's someone already came up with it. I'm fucking furious. But you're just doing this. You're grabbing your fingers like this. You're putting this pinky behind here, and look at this. You ready for this shit? How good does that look? That looks like you're grabbing your fucking pinky. And then to put it, you just release your hand and take out your pinky, and it looks like you did it. That's impromptu as shit. Unless you have hands. If you don't have hands, I'm sorry. But look at how good that looks. Fuck. You could even do it like this. Not to do any gang signs. I'm sorry if I do a gang sign from whatever country you're from. But that one isn't. That also looks good. That looks fucking phenomenal. So that's generally impromptu. So there you go. Look at that. Enjoying it. You need some milk. I'll give you money if you call me daddy. Thank you, Gimlet. Daddy? I hope I don't have to resort to that yet, calling people daddy for money, but it might. I like Sean Farquhar's A-Can. I know that his is fucking batshit crazy. I know that his is like, he actually generally does it. That he does, I've seen Greg Wilson do this shit, which is fucking phenomenal. You have somebody name a card, and then you kind of, you do the whole Danny Ortiz thing, which is you pretend not to hear them, but really, let's say they say 5 of clubs, you go, what? What am I doing? I'm looking for the 5. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay, 5 of clubs, you sure? Okay, well, let's see if we can do this. By the time they point out, you're fucking halfway there. And then Sean Farquhar's effect, he limits kind of the selection, and then he does a pass to get the. I know that his is very hard to do, but it's definitely satisfying if you could get it down. What percent of milk? Whole milk, Isaiah. I'm a fan of whole milk because the protein, and also not only the protein, but I think I work out the fats correctly, so I could drink whole milk and it's fine. Show me a classic pass real quick. Let's see. Oh shit! Sorry, look at me fucking up this pass. There you go. That's a classic pass. How do you hide your pinky? OG Nick. Hi Nick. Let's see. You drop your pinky here. This is I forgot his name. Yigao? Not Yigao. Masika. Someone's finger fantasies. God, what's his name? Somebody. Thank you, Kobe. Fuck. Cunt. What's his name? Somebody tell me. What's this guy's name? The guy that does this. Finger fantasies. What is his name? Somebody tell me. What's your favorite swear word? Cunt. Yigao Masika? Is that who it is? Yigao Masika is the one that does the string thing, no? Who's the one that came up with Tarantula? Nicholas Owings. You're... Somebody. I might be Yigao Masika. But then I'm not sure who's the guy that does who came up with the tarantula. But I'll just say that. So you hide your pinky over here. That's how it looks like. And then this hand you're doing this gang sign. Certainly some sort of Mexican gang sign. And then that looks like you're pretty much removing your pinky and taking it out. He did tarantula. It's not the same Yigao. It's not Yigao Masika. You guys are gonna make me look this up. And then I'm gonna have to look this up. Finger fantasies, which by the way, great. Looking that up, I'm definitely gonna be on a list of pornography somewhere. Finger fantasies by Mir Yadid. Mir Yadid. There you go. That's the guy. Mir Yadid. Thank you. That's the guy who did it. Use your ring to block. Look at that. That's the guy who did it. Mir, not Yigao. Yigao's the one who did Tarantula. Let me see if there's some stuff here. I think I covered everything. Illusionist I talked about. Fancy Ducks I talked about. Is Magic dead? No. Exposure versus tutorials and opinion. I got what I. Damn. I thought this was gonna take like 52 minutes. Y'all killing it here. Let me see if there's something else that I could find here. I'm double jointed with my hand, so my pinky, ring, and middle could all be hidden whenever I fold my fingers. That's fucking terrifying. Will you do a collab with Kanye West? I mean, if he could deal with the limited, this sort of view right here, then that would be pretty tight. I saw Chris Ramsey doing it. What do you know about Croatia? I have an iPhone. I don't know. I don't know about a lot about Croatia. Sorry. It's Yigao Masika. Oh, you are wrong. It's not Nicola Capo. It's not Nick. Oh, you know what? Is Nicola Capo the one that came up with this thing? Because this is Mir Yadid's thing, where he does this, and the thing is gone, and then he could do all his fingers, and then he does the whole act. Is Nicola Capo the one that did this shit? Is he the one that came up with that? Oh, man. That's the worst. What is your opinion on opinions? That's funny. Didn't know this was streaming. Yes. Yes, it is Zionist. I read opinion as oPIGnion. This isn't cancerous, so it's definitely not a Onision or related to Onision. So, what was your first trick? The first trick that I've ever learned was the same first episode, I think, or the first trick that I did in the second episode, which is this thing, that you have a card selected, you have the bottom card reversed, somebody takes out a card, you flip this over, that shit goes in here, you say, I'm going to find your card behind my back, hopefully you don't drop all the cards like a cunt, but you take these cards, you put it behind your back, you do this behind your back, and you go, see, I found your card, I turned it over, see, haha, in your face, I found it. That's the first trick, Eddie Dahmer, and that was from Mark Wilson's Guide to Magic. So there you go. Do you sexually identify as a Pigcake? Yes. So if ever I have a government form, I write pig. Let's see. Nicholas Lawrence does it with a pinky ring on his pinky, and it's called On Off by Daniel and George Jimenez there. Son of a... Okay, so see, that's the thing about exposure versus tutorials. I thought I came up with this, right? It turns out I didn't. But as far as what they've come up with variations on the original plot by Mir did, which is hiding your fingers behind other fingers. Now, as far as where they take that, if they're welcome to, they could do whatever they want with that because it's their thing. They've done enough changes to the item to make it their own, to make it unique. They're not pretty much clickbaiting for David Blaine tutorials or David Blaine exposed videos. That's the difference. Nicholas Lawrence. So there you go. Nice. Do you play Minecraft? Because I want to play with you. Let me tell you, next April Fools, I'm saying this now, I will temporarily change my channel to a Minecraft channel. So those of you that are watching, you guys know that. Those of you that are not watching, well, I mean, there you go. So that's an insight in April Fools of next year. And I'm going to do it nonchalantly. Hey guys, Pigcake here. I'm just going to play some Minecraft here. So I'm not building these blocks here. Just chopping this tree. That's how it's going to be a little bit. So... Pigcake, you're in Spain at Magic. What? What does that mean, dude? Raise Rise. I can't do it. Thoughts on Raise Rise? Juneal. I can't. Raise Rise, I know that there's like, you have to, I can't. The guy's literally, Ray Cosby, sorry. He has this weird ability to do stuff that nobody else can. So I definitely can't do that. But it's if you could do it, do it. It's a fucking great thing. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's pretty much you have a card like this. You go, and then the card shoots up like this. You do it one more time, the card shoots up, and then finally you do this one more time, and the card looks like that, and it's like an ambitious riser sequence. Fucking mind-blowing. Let's see. Could you make a tutorial of a Buck Twins flicky cardistry move? This is one that I did in that last video. That's as much Buck Twins. I know that he does some. Look at me being they do the what's the worm? Or I can't even get into that. But I practice fancy cuts. I practice these just because of for the same reason people have these bullshits. So I mean, I'm pretty much only doing those just for my own finger dexterity there. So I'm not into it. I'm not into the cardistry thing, but I'll do stuff. I'll mix cards up in different packets. Do you think Odyssey is worth buying? It looks awesome. Funny enough that you mentioned that. Funny enough that you mentioned Odyssey. I just literally have it right here. It's worth it. It's definitely worth buying. I think it's good. I don't wear it because I already have these rings, but this is a great purchase, and I think for the price you can't beat it. I bought it a long time ago, way before I got fired, but it's a great trick to have. And I'm not gonna open this up because see, that would be exposure, and I'm not gonna get exposure for cheap clicks because I'm a cunt. So there you go. Hey Pigcake. Love your videos. Always make me laugh. Thank you. Don't forget the dirty jokes. I try not to. That's kind of what I do. Let's see something else here. You're better than David Blaine. I'm actually not. If you ever see David Blaine doing stuff by himself or doing stuff for his own personal, the guy's fucking crazy good at his stuff, and he picks up stuff super well. I wouldn't know because I never met him. I would probably again kill a small tree monkey to meet David Blaine. But as far as if you ever watch him do his stuff, he does his shit so well. It blows my mind every time you see these private videos. There's a video somebody uploaded on YouTube of him just trying stuff, and it blows my mind how good he is at stuff. Let's see anything here. This is Little Piggy. Yo, live. Yeah, that's right, Mr. Slavery. Okay, it's fucking names here. What is your favorite deck? I realize that there are people tuning in. I'm sorry I'm being a cunt. But these are stuff that this is my favorite deck because it's easy, it's cheap, it's available. You could buy it anywhere, and you don't have to pretty much go to a fancy Magic store to buy it. What'd you work as? I was a teacher. Sad life. It's not a sad life. I love being a teacher, but unfortunately, the school kind of kicked me out for very retarded reasons. But I taught history and psychology. Funny enough, considering psych is mostly all of magic. But there you go. Let me see if I could find some stuff here. I'm actually a pair of hands. Yeah, that is true. I'm just a pair of hands. If you look behind the camera, there's actually nothing. It's just empty space. Let me see if I could find something here. My mom's terrible at making jokes. She just made me. Haha. Oh, shit. She made me. You're right. My mom made me. Son of a bitch. Roasted. Let me see who roasted me. I just saw somebody with that comment, and it roasted my ass. Knife Master. You fucking roasted. Let's see if there's anything else here. That seems to be... Pigcake roast me. I'm not going to do the whole leafy bit here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not a cunt. I'm not a cunt most of the time. Color change. I'm going to put this one up, but I'll give you guys some insight here. My favorite color change is this move right here. So you're pretty much doing the Kelly move here. So you're going to get this right here. This is the move. So the color change, that's the color change that I do the most. You just steal that bottom card off as you put this deck in the right hand. You wave your hand over, and boom, you got a fucking color change. So that's kind of my favorite one. And the benefit is that you could do this to make the card on top disappear. And even though this is really the shittiest angle, if you have people this way, it's not that. It's you just turn your body. But pretty much it's a great color change, and it looks fan-fucking-tastic. Zoom in for that meme. Let's see. Trying to find something here. What's the... For legality, I can't name the craziest things that students have done, unfortunately. What grades did you teach? 6 through 12, pretty much. I'm 12 and I understand the majority of things you say. If you're 12 and watching my shit, damn. Favorite psychologist? Not Freud. I would say Phillips and Bardo. John G. There you go. Phillips and Bardo. That guy is the OG. He did the Stanford Prison Experiment. So he is definitely my favorite psychologist, which is kind of a weird thing to have. Can you do a shuffling and cardistry freestyle? That's my freestyle, cunt. Let's see. Dare you to say my name. Was it Portuguese? What is that? Sup, pig? Because I know the that line on top is the enye. But unfortunately, there's no fucking way I know how to say that. Sorry, it's the cancer. I don't know how to say that. So you could, I mean, I'm sorry. Let's see. I'm a bachelor's degree in psych. Any books you could recommend? Zimbardo's awesome. Milgram is good. Who's the guy that did humanistic psychology? Spoon. Let's see. I'm testing you now. The guy that did humanistic. Who is it? Tell me, cunt. The guy that did humanistic Rogers. There you go. Carl Rogers. That's another one. That's sexy stuff. Zimbardo has some books out that are highly sexual, so definitely look at his stuff. Let me see if there's stuff. Teacher. I'm old enough to be a teacher. Tronji. I'm old enough to be a teacher there. So that's if you're thinking of my age. I would say between 20 and 30. Not to give any specific information here. So as far as damn, look at this on Discord here. Come and chill. Nice on that Discord. Hit that up for some dank memes. Let me see if there's anything else here. Could you make it to what the? I'm gonna do that tutorial for that color change soon enough. It's kind of hard to from this angle. It looks like shit, so really the performance is not gonna work well. It's best seen from this angle, but either way, you could just do your body. It's. I'll put more detail in a tutorial coming up because I think there's a lot to be done for this palm right here, especially from the bottom of the deck. There's a lot you could do with that. You could do some stuff from the middle to the top. Sorry, that looked like absolute ass. But you could do a lot of stuff from the middle to the top. So there's a lot. I definitely want to spend a video doing that. What grade did you teach? I said 6 through 12. 6 through 12, dog. I'm digging the black IKEA table. True pigginess right there. What's your favorite card trick? Okay, again, I'm not going to be a cunt here because I already said this before. Back in Time by Jay Sankey is definitely my favorite card trick of all time. That's the bomb. That's OG Sankey. That's Sankey before he bought afflicted shirts and tap out shirts and got the lion tat on his arm. That's OG Sankey. One of the first trick I actually begged my mom to buy was airtight, which I don't know if you know it, but if it's a deck, you grab a bunch of balloons, you throw the deck on the balloon, and everyone loses their mind. That's the first trick I bought, and I was disappointed at how at the fact that you couldn't just grab a deck and throw it on it. That you actually had to put the deck in the balloon. I lost my shit. But to me, it was still worth it. Let me see. Do you have enlarged genital warts? Look, the meme factory. That's my, you know what? Fuck my goal earlier for whoever asked me. My goal of expanding and magic and loving magic. My goal is to be the meme master of magic. I want to come up with so many memes that are done in real life that people just lose their shit. Zio, Bendetti. So that's my goal. That's my goal. Snap deal. Snap deal. That is obviously this angle is the worst angle. But the snap deal is a fucking amazing move. And not just done openly as a laser deal, but as a control. It is a fat control. So that is, I mean, if you want to take time to learn that, obviously I'm not going to do that. But that is a bat method, especially the way that he does it, that he covers the stuff perfectly. I know that he does the laser deal. Obviously, it's the worst angle for the laser deal. But this right here, he does it, and then he shows this card, slides this over. Of course, I'm limited here. Does that, pulls that, takes that, puts that there, puts that there. Look at that guy blows my mind. Leonard Green is one that I should have mentioned early on. I lose my shit every time I see him. Let me see something here. Show us something you've invented from the spectator's angle. This is obviously not the spectator's angle, so I don't know what. It was actually, I think maybe the 4th or 5th tutorial I did. There's not a color change. It's a control and a force at the same time. That's one of my favorite things. I think I've come up with. And I know it's something small and it's probably been done before, but it's definitely something that I really, really like. So look it up. I think it's called the video. My original title's here. It's called Force and Control or some bullshit like that. Look that up. Any tricks that don't recommend cards? Well, I mean, anything that involves a centered, anything that involves I know that Richard Osterlin has a great center tear variation. I know that there's another great one. What's his name? Rand Pink, I think that's his name. He has another great one. I don't want to show it, but it's something. If you do that sort of peak, that is some legitimate shit. So anything down for billet. I have a bunch of stuff with billets that I should tease. That I should definitely tease. But that's some shit that I like a lot. Especially some design duplications and stuff, but you could do that, and that always gets them nice and soaked. Masters in Psych, unfortunately not. I didn't have an opportunity to do that because I was working, and I think the last thing on my mind was to take time away from work to try to get a master's and then get in debt just for a raise of something minimal. So John G, I didn't actually get my master's. I got my bachelor's in Psych. So unfortunately, I didn't have that. But I mean, I should have now in hindsight, considering the country that happened to get me out of this place. But I got my bachelor's there. The best beef pass? Is this a Discord meme here? Beef pass? I got one just for you, Timmy. Here's my beef pass. You ready? That's my beef pass. I hope you enjoy that. I actually don't know who Daniel Fernandez is. I know a lot of people put that on the I know some people put that on the fucking shit on the comments. Sorry, but I don't know who that is. I'm sure he's I think, you know what, I lied. In the Discord, I think there was something about him picking up girls, like some sort of video of him kissing girls or something. I lost my shit. If you're doing tricks, if you're what's the guy that does it? I know H3 ranks on his ass all the time. Mommy Makeout Day. Who is that, guys? Come on, somebody save me before I lose my mind. Who is it? Mommy Makeout Day. Chris from Prank Invasion. There you go. That's what it is. Prank Invasion. If you're combining magic and picking up chicks, kill yourself. Please. Kill yourself. There you go. Prank Invasion. Don't. You shouldn't do that. Tricks are for entertainment. If you're using it maybe to as kind of like a social, I said in the comments, social lubricant, yeah, all right, that's totally fine. But if you're doing it to pick up chicks, man, you're doing the wrong thing. You need to learn how to talk. Russian Genius, great. I like his videos. I think that he's a great skilled magician. He's definitely carved a little niche on YouTube, which is very... And I'm not just saying that because he gave me my first shout out. The guy let me put a video on his channel. I'm not saying that because of that, but I generally like his stuff. I think that he's a genuine person, and he's fucking great. I would have said that even if he didn't let me put a video on his channel. So there you go. But I do think that he's great. Croca Populus. Let me see. Do you want to be a psych teacher or eventually a clinical psychologist? John G. That was the idea for a long time, and I did have the opportunity to teach psych, and that was fucking phenomenal. But it's too much politics, man. Honestly, in education, there are too many politics, and I'm not talking about politics up there. I'm talking about politics internally. There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that don't allow for you to best communicate what you want to communicate to the students. Sometimes they tell you to do what they think is best and not what is truly best for them. But unfortunately, that's the nature of the game. So unfortunately, I had that opportunity. I would love to do it again. But as the time being, I'm not going to be able to do that until school generally starts. So that's my answer to that, John G. Should I be your Patreon? I feel like people keep dropping or have dropped stuff on the stream here. That makes it think like I've planted these regarding a shirt and then regarding something else I was shilling out on. But Patreon, I put some exclusive shit on Patreon. You should definitely check that shit out. There's some stuff there. And the stuff I want to put there, the stuff that I have put on there, is like the stuff that I've kept to myself because I'm kind of a cunt. So that's definitely something. If you're interested, again, I'm not saying, oh, get on my Patreon. But if you can, definitely check it out. Daniel Fernandez is amazing. I mean, if you want to learn how to make out with chicks. Best magic channel on YouTube apart from yours. I think the best channels on YouTube are the ones that have like old school videos of people. Like to watch Cardini do his shit. I know that there was like an Indian one that had Jeff Sheridan. Jeff Sheridan is another one that I should have mentioned as my favorite fucking magician. That guy, there's a picture of him doing this shit. That was my favorite fucking picture. One of the pictures that got me into magic. He's doing like a massive fan. Like one of these. I can't do it because of the fucking lights. But he does that fan in front of a group of people. It's black and white. That picture is one of the pictures that got me interested in magic the hardest. But there's a video of him doing stuff. Just video channels that do like history of magic. So there's some that have put, and I know this isn't good to do, but they've put the Revelation series with Di Vernon on it. I remember seeing that on YouTube. I know I should have bought it, but I'm kind of an ass. I watched that on YouTube. Just hearing Di Vernon, or even watching Di Vernon's performances, that is phenomenal. So those are the best ones, the best YouTube channel, Spoon God. Best trick to carry around. I mean, if you're carrying around a deck, let's see if I can pronounce your name. Odysseus Katakis, best. How do you want to be carrying a deck around? You don't want to be carrying a deck around. I know that there is. I actually paid for this, and I'm pissed because I have an Android phone now. I have a Nexus 6P, but I'm actually kind of pissed because I bought. It's something plus by Greg Rostami. I bought it for $100 for iPhone when I had an iPhone. I didn't. I switched to Android. Lost that shit. Lost that shit. Pretty much, they call your phone. Whatever card they named ends up being on your voicemail. That is something that is good because you're carrying your phone around. So that's not horrendous. You could do something like that. Let's see. I love your nudes. I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed them. But I just don't think that you should be carrying stuff around purposely. I think that you should be carrying stuff around that's organic to you. Maybe you have something on your keys. Maybe you have something in your wallet. I carry these around in my wallet for the genuine purpose of either throwing gum away in it or for remembering stuff. So I write something down, like a phone number or whatever, on these. So these are something that I carry around normally. So just use stuff that you carry around normally with you. Don't, or stuff that's going to be hidden. If you have a Delight in your pocket, well, first of all, if somebody sees this, they're going to think that you have some sort of a weird fetish. But this is something that they won't see. For somebody asked me earlier, what should you do in a festival? This will fuck people up. You do this in someone's face, and that will mess them up. So that's, but just take stuff that don't require just extra props. If they're cards and they're organic to the situation, use them. But if you're taking out a deck of cards in a situation, in a social situation, I mean, I'm not going to say it, but yeah, I mean, you should end up like that, like those hands there. So that's my opinion on that. Let me see if there's anything else here. Easiest trick for stoned people. Dude, are you stoned? I just fucking said it. This. Delight. Greatest trick. I remember watching your advert, Joe Win. I got to... Nice. I love you watching. Remember your advert. Top 3 favorite YouTubers. Thanks, dog. And what do you think of the favelas? That was a bad meme in a video. Are you going to delete the stream? I'll keep it on YouTube. I think that's the point, right? If I have a stream like this, maybe you could look back and see if there's anything that you find interesting. So I don't see why I would delete this stream forever. Let's see if there's anything here that might be sexual, because I might just be cutting this off in a little bit here. Do you have a favorite Monty routine? By Mr. The Awesome Kiwi. By Monty, do you mean a 3-card Monty thing? I just think that those are kind of weirder to do. So I know that Daryl, RIP, OG nigga, he has a DVD that's dedicated entirely to just the 3-card Monty bit. And yeah, that's not magic per se, but that bit with the corner at the end, where I don't know if you've ever seen it, if you've ever seen it, but you pretty much, you bend the cards like this, you do the standard 3-card Monty, and then you say, oh, look, or you accidentally pretend to bend the corner, and you go, look, you got to follow this card, and the corner bends, and then you mix the cards around, and they obviously follow the bend, and then when you point, when they say, oh, it's that card, you notice the bend, you undo the bend, and it turns out to be one of the X cards. It's everywhere. Ejaculate everywhere after that. So that's one. Look that up. Daryl 3-card Monty. Where'd you buy the CVS? These I bought a CVS or a Dwayne Reed or a la Back Bars Bazaar for some of you, or for the Italians it's Gasparini's. I'm gonna stop being racist. I'm gonna stop being racist there. I got that glowing thumb gimmick as I did in a trick. Is there lag? Is there actual genuine lag here? I hope not. Fucking Comcast. Let's see. Oh, there is lag because I just got 1,000 comments here. So that Ali Richards, that's where I bought the deck. Look at your lens. There's a lens there. Yeah. I'm actually doing this on a Samsung. I bought this lens here, which I had to import from the UK because apparently you couldn't buy it when it did, but it's like an attachment for the S7. Let me tell you, the wideness of this thing is It's a sexual camera. So for those of you that are just doing YouTube videos or wanting to do it, use your phone. I remember I bought that camera up there, the T6i, to specifically for videos, and then I realized how much easier it was doing it on a phone, and how much even the quality is kind of even better. You could do 4K on this motherfucker. On that Canon, you can. If you did 4K on that, that shit will probably explode. So a lot of people ask, oh, what do you do with your use your phone? Seriously, most phones now have at least 1080p. Some phones can even do 1080p at 60 frames a second, which is fucking mind-blowing. The T6i, it could only do 1080p at 30 frames a second. Fuck, man, we're living in 2017. You can't do... Give me 30 more frames, dog. That's all I'm asking for. So that's what some people have been asking. How long have you been doing magic? About 16 years. Way too many fucking times. Quick visual trick with no cards. I did this earlier, dude. I did this thing earlier. That thing. That's a visual trick. No cards there. That's something. I should keep this. I'm gonna keep this on YouTube, so that way, if you want to learn some stuff that I've covered here, you could do it. Is there somewhere to buy decks online for semi-cheap? Dude, they have, if you go to like Walmart, if you go to Amazon, you can buy bricks of bicycles for 15, I think it's 15 decks for $12. That's as good as it gets. I know the cards, this was something we're talking about in the Discord chat. The cards are a little bit cheaper quality, apparently, meaning that the borders don't necessarily line up. Who gives a fuck? You are getting a deck for $1, pretty much, if you buy those bricks. You could buy a brick of 12 for super cheap. So that's where you buy super cheap bicycle cards. JC Faust. Let's see if there's anything here. What's your opinion on Chris Angel Mind Freak? You know, I think Luke Germain, who was one of the consultants on the show, he said it best. Sometimes you're watching the show, and you could be watching a trick. It could be only two people, and I'm paraphrasing what he said, but pretty much the general gist was that they did whatever it took necessary to make the trick happen. So if that trick required 30 people there working for Chris, and 2 people that were actual general lay people, I mean, they did it as long as it reflected on TV. Is there something wrong with that? You know what? Depends. I think for the medium that they're going for, which is TV, you're aware that you're watching a television show. You're aware that the things you're watching are tricks and illusions. Whatever it takes to get the method, honestly. But Chris Angel Mind Freak, most of the time it was cringy as fuck, to be honest. But I know that he's a competent magician, and I know he has the 9th ab. So I mean, you can't really shit on someone who has the 9th ab. It's like you got the ab right in the middle there. That's fucking phenomenal. He shouldn't have sung that song though. He shouldn't have sung his own song. That's kind of full of shit. Scam School. Fuck, I love Scam School. He's a fucking shit. Scam School is fucking phenomenal. That guy, Brian Brushwood. I miss when he had the spikes, dude. He had the fucking spikes, and he took that out, and it's the worst thing he could have done. But you know what? Better. So, let's see here. How did you... oh, damn. Atomic Galaxy dropping $2. $2 hard dollars on that. Thank you. Love your vids. I love your vids too, dog. Atomic Galaxy. I know you probably don't have vids, but I love you dropping that. The 9th ab, yeah. How many card tricks do you know? Probably thousands, to be honest. Because it's not about... Again, dropping Daryl here. This should be called the Daryl Opinion. He has a DVD set called the Encyclopedia of Tricks. You could, with that knowledge, you could do so many tricks with just the knowledge in those videos, because he comes up with different revelations, different methods to control the cards, different things to do. So pretty much from that alone, you could learn thousands of tricks. But should you know how to do thousands of tricks? I don't think so. I think that you should have 2 or 3 tricks that you know how to do dead. Somebody could shoot you in the mouth and you could still do the trick. You need to know a couple tricks like that. And then that way it's great. That way I think it's a lot better than knowing thousands of tricks. I think it was, damn, look at me quoting people. I think it was Bruce Lee. He said, don't be afraid of the man who knows 1,000 ways to punch Be afraid of the guy that knows one way to punch. Hard as fuck. I don't know if he said it like that, but I know that the quote was something like that. If Penn and Teller producer calls you to go in, will you? Yes, I will go in. And you know what? I'll keep the rings on so you guys know it's me. But I don't really have a trick that can fool them. Like, there's not really something I could do that can fool them. Unless I pull a Jay Sankey and I go in there doing this bullshit. The card's rising. If I come in and do that, maybe I could get away with that. But I really don't know any tricks that could fool them for sure. You know what I should do, which is what most of the people have done there. Buy a trick that's hot in the market and fool them with it, and then go crazy. But if I would definitely do that. Let's see. You see Brushwood on Penn and Teller? Yeah, I mean, I think that his Brushwood's hero was always Teller. So the fact that they kind of got him on was fucking phenomenal. I mean, if you know anything about Brian Brushwood. But the show, I feel, is a little bit less about fooling Penn and Teller and a lot more about Penn and Teller doing their best to expose magicians to the public, which is such a fucking good service on their end. Because they're getting these magicians that are not there to fool them and are clearly not doing tricks to fool them, but are getting exposure on TV, and that's fucking phenomenal. I mean, there are a lot of magicians that do want to generally fool them, but I feel like a lot of people just do their set and try to get exposure on TV, and the fact that they give them a method to do that, that's fucking great. But yeah, so Danny A, I did see him. Let's see if there's something else here. Best trick I've ever purchased. Shit. That's hard. There you go. He said something like, don't be afraid of the guy who practices 1,000 kicks one time, but be afraid of the guy who's practiced one kick 1,000 times. I like my quote better. I like my quote because it's just fucking it. The best trick I've purchased, Andrew Moat. I don't know. Honestly. I know that I've been happy purchasing certain products before, but as far as tricks that I've purchased, it's hard. It's really, really hard. Now, I gotta say, I think, honestly, the best thing I've ever purchased was the Magic book by Mark Wilson. That's the best thing I've purchased. And I was gonna say, you know what? There's a radio. There's a thing called the Instant Radio. I got the first version of that trick. When I got that shit, I thought it was a bomb. There's no fucking way that could actually be a trick. You're setting up this whole contraption around you. You got like this button underneath your armpit. You got a box. There's no way you could go and do that trick practically. And if you take it to an airport, you are fucked. But that trick, it's a great trick for what it is. You touch any surface, you could open a bottle, and apparently a radio comes up out of it. But I mean, you look like you're carrying around a fucking explosive device. So we will see your face if you go on PNT. I might do million K face reveal. There you go. That's a million K. That's a billion. Mathematically retarded. Subs. Once I reach 1 million, I might do a face reveal. But I like the ambiguity here of not showing your face. I don't think Miss Mac's shown his face. I don't think most. No, there's some. How to Basic definitely hasn't shown his face. People have seen it, but there's a mystery to it. You see the hands. Am I just hands? Is that it? Like that's the mystery to me. Am I just a set of hands? That's it. Like I think that there's an inherent mystery to it. Let's see if there's anything. Worst magician you've ever cringed? That Sankey video was very cringy. I gotta be honest. The Sankey one with the that he goes on Penn and Teller and then he explains it and I fooled him. That to me made me cringe a lot. But I love Sankey. I fucking love Sankey. Sankey was one of the first people. I bought one of his first products. No, I didn't buy one of his first products. One of the first products I bought was a Jay Sankey trick. I bought many DVDs from him. It was definitely fucking great. But that was just, I cringed. I needed the H3, the cringe lenses in order to deal with that. So there you go, Mr. Awesome Kiwi. Hey man, I've been watching since 2.4K. Thank you. See a genuine thank you, dog. I appreciate that. Glad from the early awkward days there, which really wasn't that early. It was about a year ago. So let's see some stuff here. What do you think of the David Blaine decks? You know what? The best fucking deck I ever bought. It was $10. It was a David Blaine Mark deck. that he was coming out. It's like a split spades mark deck. It was $10, and he was selling them, in CVS's, in convenience stores. But it was $10. It was a mark deck, and the marks were the ones that they had like a J and an S, A, C, like they were there. It wasn't you had to decipher the fucking blood diamond in order to read it. That was the best fucking deck, and they stopped printing those years and years ago. I still have like 4 or 5 boxed, still in a box that I haven't touched because unfortunately, they don't make them anymore. But that it's the cheapest marked deck and the best marked deck and the best deck I've ever used. So Randy Sottavilla, there's your answer. How often are you gonna do these live streams? I'll do them often. I think that it's a good way to actually generally get some feedback on your end and to blame Truan and to actually be able to maybe answer questions and then talk about stuff. Now for this one, I just wanted to I want to keep this short. I want to keep this shit at only these topics: exposure, which I covered earlier, illusionist I covered earlier. Let's see, fancy decks I covered earlier, Magic Dead. Those I wanted to talk about that for 15 minutes. It's an hour and 30 minutes. Fuck me. I mean, really, fuck me. Like, Anwar Yoda, best Will Malone joke. It's good to see you in men's clothes. I remember he said that on one of the DVDs and I died. He said, name a number from 1 to 10. They name whatever number and he goes, wrong, take your clothes off. I lost my shit when he did those stuff, so there you go. Let's see. Thoughts on fake news. Fake news. Damn, is this getting political? Is this going to get political here? I just think that there's definitely a problem with people rushing out to get stuff just for the sake of views. So, I mean, I just think more effort should definitely be put in trying to find out what's real, what's genuine, and trying to actually differentiate between things that are just hearsay and things that are actually genuine, legitimate news. But there you go. I'll pay you 1,000 pesos for one of those DB marked decks, Piggy. I'm pretty sure 1,000 pesos. They got to amount to $2.40. Pesos from where? Timothy. Shout out to Moses. Yeah, I did it. How do you do that flipping bullshit? Are you talking about this? This is Mr. Tactic. I can't even do it here. But this thing. Are you talking about that? The best tip I could give you is to do a swing cut action and position the finger there, so that when you flip over the deck stays together. That's kind of the best tip I could give you on that. But look at the video. I think I do a pretty dope job at talking about that. $2 from Matt. Yo, am I getting some fat? That's $4. That's some fat fucking shit right here. Thank you. What's the best Magic DVD for card tricks? Daryl stuff. I keep mentioning this. You know what? I'm gonna retitle this to the Daryl R.I.P. opinion. But Daryl's Encyclopedia is definitely phenomenal for that. Now, L&L Publishing, they've come up with DVDs years and years ago. Bill Malone has a set. David Williamson has a set. Not David Williamson, sorry. Tommy Wonder has a set. I know that there's a bunch of magicians that have sets. The early sets of L&L Publishing. They are the best DVDs I've ever had in Magic. There's one with Jeff Sheridan. There's one with Richard Osterland. I'll put these in the description. But I'm sure you could buy them from Penguin or anywhere else. But Matt, those are the best Magic DVDs that I've ever bought. Especially Daryl's Encyclopedia of Card Sleights. It's like a 4 DVD set, and it has pretty much every sleight you ever need for every trick you ever come up with. So that, I mean, there's a fucking lifetime in that. And, R.I.P. Daryl, unfortunately. Really like your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you, David. 22-3. Who do you like more, Jarek or 52 cards? Please answer me. Tony Graham. I don't know, man. I like Jarek a lot. You know what? Somebody asked me before, when did you cringe? I cringed at his video. He had an hour-long documentary on himself. Yeah, I cringed a little bit. But you know what? The guy's fucking amazing. He's a great magician. He's really, really good at what he does. He's a great wrestler too. Fuck. I've seen his matches on YouTube. The guy's fucking phenomenal. But That video, I just killed me. And because he was doing a challenge, I think, in the video. He was doing like a 100-day or 100 or a year challenge of doing a trick every day to people. And then he cut it off in like day 24 or something. It was like he ended it too soon. And I was like, what? But I love the guy. So I got to say, Jarek 120, I do like him. More than 52 cards. He's good. He's really, really good. But I prefer Jarek to his stuff. Puerto Rico, I went there once, and I have $100 peso coin that is worth $1. There you go, 1,000. So 1,000 pesos would be $10, assuming. Rip. Does it feel better to be the teacher of thousands? You know what? I never thought of that, Andrew. It's different. It's different. I know that this is something obviously that I've spent a lot of time on, but honestly, being in a class is fucking great. When you're dealing with kids, when you're dealing with there's nothing really to that, especially if they actively care and they listen. And there's gonna be days that are gonna be a shit, but it's a really good experience to be a teacher. It's just the politics behind it sucks dick, man. But I love this. I love to be able to reach out to thousands of people and show them these stupid card tricks and stupid tricks in general. So there you go. Let me see. Thoughts on Penn and Teller? Penn and Teller, Heroes of Magic, for sure. They, inspired the shit out of me when I was younger. I would watch things that they put on TV, and I lost my shit on them. So they're fucking great, Penn and Teller. And it's funny because Teller's actually the better spoken of the two. So you would think that that Penn is the one that's, the one that's better because he's the one that talks. No, look up Teller talking. The guy used to teach Latin, I think, at a high school or a college. So the guy's a very well-learned person. So his theories on magic are phenomenal. And their books, they have how to play in traffic, how to do those. Even though they were made in the 90s and they're cheesy as shit, those are amazing books. Let's see. Child Jenny to my daughter. You'll show her tomorrow. Look at that. I still feel kind of weird about people showing my videos to their daughters. Especially with the stuff that I say here, all the countryrific humor, but I appreciate it, man. I really do. I'm glad I have a fat audience here. Let's see. You didn't say my name when you read my question. Yes, I did, Andrew. Moat. Show us a trick. That's a trick. I like your channel. Thank you, the Ace card. Thanks for the DVD opinion. You can link it. Yeah, for sure. Fuck yeah. Are you serious? Matt? Yeah, those DVDs are legit. If you get your hands on those, they're phenomenal. LNL really hasn't made any DVDs recently. I think in the past 5 years they haven't made shit. They only make like compilations and something else. Compilations. They make compilation videos, but fuck. They are among the best DVDs you could possibly get. They have one with Schneider. I don't know if his name's John Schneider, but he came up with the Matrix trick, whoever that guy is. Shit. That one is crazy good. Matt Tapper, been watching over 600 subs. It's fucking crazy, to be honest, to see... I didn't think I'd have 100 subs. I said this earlier, but I just didn't think that people would enjoy this sort of content and this sort of stuff. And I'm really glad to have found a little bit of an audience doing this. So I'm really, really happy. Now, I don't want to say that being fired was great, but honestly, it's put me in a position where I could, make videos every day or make something, some sort of content every day for that. So it's been kind of a blessing for that. But it's also, not good. Because I don't know, money, fuck. But as far as this, I'm fucking ecstatic that I have an audience, that I've reached to this point with the audience that I have. So thank you, Matt Tapper. Same thing, Cool Magic Forum. Thank you. 500 subs when I subscribed. Fuck, man. Again, I didn't think I had 100. I didn't think I was gonna get anything. If you had the funds, would you create your own deck? I spent the first 4 minutes ranking on decks and their stupidity of buying and purchasing different decks. But as far as like if you pay more than $10 for a regular deck, like one of these, you're out of your mind. And if a company sells them for more than that, that's crazy to me. But if I had the funds, I would definitely make my own deck and try to sell it, but cheap. I wouldn't sell it like for an exorbitant price. I'd make it something modest. Maybe you can make dozens of YouTube revenue dollars instead of cents one day. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But until then, those dozens of cents really are kind of hot. Did you sleep? Andrew McMahon, thank you. Did you sleep with a student? No, cunt. I'm glad that's the I'm glad that's the immediate. Oh, you were a teacher? Did you fuck a kid? No, man. Come on. Too soon for a Daryl. God, Rod McNevin. Too soon for a. I'm not even gonna read that. That's fucked. Funny but fucked. Love your video, Mike Wallace. Your humor is on the red line. You know what? The humor is not really. It's not. I'm not trying to be funny. It's just how I kind of am a little bit turned up. But there's a lot. I remember seeing there's an H3 podcast with iDubbbz, and you know iDubbbz is this guy that makes all these videos where the just cunt-terrific. But he talks about free speech and how he's a big fan of that. And the reason he says the stuff that he does is because he can. And I think there's a lot to be said about that. I kind of agree with that point. So my humor is just because I can, and it's great that I could say cunt. Now again, it's not great that the monetization probably shoots out, but it's still great that I could say it and not get shot. Let me see if there's something. Did you call your students cunts? No, couldn't call my kids cunts. Could you promise me that you'll never change your language and way for publicity or more subs, please? I don't see the point why. I know that, again, another thing is that the more people you kind of get watching your platform or on this platform, the more kind of responsible you have to be, and the more you can't say certain stuff, you can't make jokes. And now if you see the previous videos that I've made, I have a Syrian card trick, I have a Jew can't catch you card trick, Black Lives Matter card trick. I don't mean those. I don't believe any of that whatsoever. I just say those stupid jokes because I can. So I won't change my language for anything. I'm glad that I could say these things. I think that if you get offended, that's within your right. But at the same time, if you really truly feel offended, I'm sorry, but just don't watch my stuff. I don't really want to make anything that's offensive. I mean, I make fun of myself 1,000 times a day. So I won't ever change myself. You could quote me on that. I'm going to keep this video. So if I do change, somebody could point at this video and be like, you lying cunt. But I won't change. Let's see. It's obvious that you don't believe that shit. Yeah, I know, Mike Wallace. It's obvious, but unfortunately it has to be said. Some people don't think logically, so unfortunately they do truly believe that. But it's something that still has to be said, unfortunately. Hey, I found you a couple weeks ago, the Demono here. Thanks for being willing to share your own voice rather than one that might be socially acceptable and not being a cunt. Thank you. I appreciate that. A genuine compliment in the sea of either dick reveal requests or shout out requests, apparently. But yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that, Demono. Let's see. Artificial Hand wants that pig. That's a pig speaker, by the way. That's a pig speaker. That's I found at Ross for about $20. If I found a way to like get those and sell them, I would fucking do it. Peter Williams. Jesus. It says, I want you to be honest about Chris Angel. I did. When I put this video up on YouTube, you will see it. And you will say that, but to repeat myself just one more time, you probably need that European slow motion there. So I said that Chris, I think, is a very competent magician. And but he does whatever it takes to get the trick across on TV. So whether that requires stooges, whether that requires assistants that aren't really, a magician would really kind of frown with, he does whatever it takes to get the trick across on television. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Did I just get... $8. Damn, Michael Schneider, you're dropping them fat dollars here. Thank you, man. If you stop making videos, I will track your hand down and kill you. I'll try not to stop making videos. I'll try not to. I mean, the only way I would probably ever stop videos is if I'm probably dead, maybe. And even if I'm dead, I'll find a way. I'll find a way to make some videos. Fidget spinner magic. I'll give you guys a hot tip here. I can't do it with my fidget spinner because there are points here. If you notice, there are holes. But if you have a fidget spinner that's solid, what you could do is you could write ace of clubs or whatever card you want. And when you spin it, you can't see it. So you could show both sides of it. And what you're going to do is that you're going to show the fidget spinner. You're going to use it as a timer. So you're going to put it on a table. You're going to spin it. You're going to put it on a table carefully so it doesn't stop spinning. On the side that has the force card. So you're using it as a timer. You force the card, right? So you force the card, or whatever card you want, the card that's on the fidget spinner. And your job is to try to find that card faster than it could stop. So you're going to put the card in the middle. You stop. You fuck up as much as you want. And guess what? When the shit slows down, it says the name of the card on it. So that's a good method. If you want to do a trick with a cantress fidget spinner. But I can't do it with mine, or you can't really do it with the ones that they sell for the most part because they have those holes on it. But if you have one, if you spend the extra dollars on a fidget spinner that has doesn't have those holes, you could do that. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Look at you guys are getting some legitimate shit here. Nice. You guys are getting some stuff. If someone donates $100, can you do a face reveal? No, unfortunately not. I'm not gonna, and I probably won't accept it. I don't want to get that much for just me literally talking to a phone here. But Miss Mag just commented, your videos are wholesome as fuck. To me, that would be funny as shit. But you know what? I think I don't know if I saw this correctly, but I remember seeing on a Chris Ramsey live stream somebody dropped $100. And asked him a question or something, and he said something to it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But no, I'm not gonna do a face reveal for $100. Zio Bendetti. Why Miss Mag is on a stream? Miss Mag, I love Miss Mag. You know what? Miss Mag. Let me just drop some Miss Mag on that. I've since I started this stream, my thing is that I've always thought of being like Miss Mag on crack. Miss Mag is such a wholesome person. You see his videos and the guy's just doing his stuff and I fucking love it. But I've always thought of being Miss Mag on crack. And that just, that's kind of my niche here. But I fucking love Miss Mag's videos. And then as a matter of fact, I've watched his older videos to begin doing this stuff. I really watched his older videos and they really were fucking great. I mean, he started off, I think, in 2000. Can somebody correct me here? Like, when YouTube started out, it killed me. Like, I remember watching that. I was like, what? So, that's me. People are saying here, because I see a lot of Miss Mag. I see some Miss Mag stuff here. Oh, Miss Mag, let's collab. Down as fuck. There you go. I didn't even realize you were there, man. Good to see your text there. Love you, too. Yeah, I would have your babies if I possibly could. So thank you, man. Definitely would love to work with you. Let's see. I think people are losing their minds here. I think you've made people lose their minds here, Miss Mag. I don't know if you're aware of that power that you have here. You have made people lose their mind. Let's see. Whoa, he wants to collab. Yeah, I'm down as fuck. I'd love to do that. Congrats on 15K. Thank you. Again, I didn't think I would get 15K. I thought I was going to get like 100K. Not 100K, sorry. 150. I thought I was going to get like 50 people watching my stuff. So the fact that I've actually gotten this audience, it makes me really happy because I'm not just saying this for the fact that it's numbers and everyone's like oriented on numbers. I'm happy that that I'm actually kind of at least making some sort of effect with these stupid tricks on people. So that's what I'm glad for. Not to be a emotional cunt here, but I'm glad that people are actually taking these tricks and using them, making their own YouTube videos. I'm really happy for that. So that's something that I'm really, really happy about. I will sell every sperm cell I have to see you both collab. That's I mean, if you want to, but I don't know if that's gonna be too crazy. So it really depends if you're willing to take it to that level. So let's see. How do you make a living now? That's actually funny. Ways. See, I was kind of intelligent with my money. I saved up a little bit, just in case money, which is what I'm going through now, ever since the lovely teacher incident. So there you go, Mr. Machine with the N capitalized. Let's see. You said the eighth card is the eight of diamonds, David Q. Oh, if the eighth card is the eight of diamonds, I'm gonna lose my shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a joker. God, you got me. I thought it was gonna be the eight. If it was, I'd learn my shit. I'd lose my shit. Sorry. Let's see. Thoughts on Trump? Also, when I do a sandwich trick with a keeper deck, the jokers look pet. Thank you, Drunk Koala. That's phenomenal. I don't want to get political, man. I'm not gonna get political here, but maybe later I'll get political. Let's see. How many takes does it to until you think that your performance is good to YouTube? Now, if you notice, I'm dropping behind the scenes secrets here. The way I used to do my videos is very different than the way I used to do it now. Those first videos that you saw are kind of my first attempt at making YouTube videos. They were very produced, meaning that I spent a lot of time editing those. These videos, there is time editing it. There is effort being placed in what I'm gonna say, the trick I'm gonna show. There's a lot of effort put in that. But those first videos, I cared more about the actual story, which is why I really like those first videos. The third one is the worst one I've done, to be honest. Episode 3 is the worst. I'm gonna say don't watch it, and you're gonna watch it because you guys are cunts. But I hated that one. The second one, I loved that. I really did love those. So those are a little legend. This is for you, by the way. I fucking love those. But as far as how long does it take now? It depends. It depends. I'll cut some stuff off that I don't think is pertaining to the trick. If I say something stupid that's not funny, I'll cut it off, even though I'm very hard pressed to find something like that. But it really depends till I think the performance is good. So it really depends on the trick. To be honest, if it's like a finger flicking shit, it'll probably take me 1,000 takes, and I have so many videos of me just pissed that maybe I'll release one day. But I have a bunch of videos where maybe the lights are hot. Like right now, these lights are really hot, and then the cards kind of stick and it doesn't work, and I'm like, So there's videos like that. I should just put those and lose my shit. Let's see. Trump cake. That's funny. Why do you talk shit? You know what? I mentioned this earlier on. I love Illusionist. I really do love Illusionist. It's just that I make fun of them because they're easy to make fun of. I mean, if you see, they're always doing videos in like warehouses and shit, and like in crack houses and stuff, and I find it hysterical. And then you see that they're wearing skinny jeans. Brad Christian wore eyeliner in the second Ninja, or in the first Ninja video. When I saw that, I'm like, nope, no way, no, he's not. And then you see it, you zoom in, and he's wearing eyeliner. So it's not that I actually love Illusionist a lot. Let me see. Let's see. I'm getting a lot of questions as to the name Pigcake. Should I say it? I'm gonna say it. It's stupid. It's actually really stupid. Mike Wallace. Nice. Yo, thank you, sir. It says have some... Sorry, that killed me. It says have some Jew money. You Jew cunt. I can't even say that without feeling bad. Thanks for the entertainment and knowledge. Thank you for the... Is that Canadian? That's even... Is it California? I don't know why. There's a CA next to the name. Thank you, Mike Wallace. I appreciate that very much. Let me see if I could say... Okay, yeah. So, you know what? I'll say why my name's Pigcake. Where the name Pigcake came out of. This is some insider shit here. So, well, no, it's just a stupid reason. I was thinking of a lot of names for the channel. And then the person that I happened to stick my penis in, she actually had a dream where we got into an argument because I went to a party, and my reasoning as to why I went to the party in the dream was that I said, but baby, those are pig cake. They had a cake shaped like a pig in the party. So that name stuck with me so much. And I'm like, that's the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So, you know what? I heard it. She said Pigcake. Oh, that's the reason I gave it in her dream. And that's the name that I used for the channel. And I loved it. I love the fuck people saying I love it. That's why. So pretty much that name came out of a argument me and the person I stick my penis in. An argument that we had in her dream. So that's where Pigcake came out of. So you got look at that. First stream and I'm already dropping why my name's Pigcake. You know what? I have a list on because I have an Evernote, which by the way should be a tip. You know what? I'm gonna write here something that I'm gonna talk about here. Tip. Don't rely on your fucking memory. All right? Honestly, do not rely on your memory. Your memory will fail you. You will forget shit, and you will kill yourself for not remembering shit. So I have a trick that I remember coming up with an idea years ago. It was a traveler's routine. I don't know if you know travelers, but you take the kings, and then they go to different pockets. They're signed. I had a way of doing that didn't use palming, and I didn't write it down, and I fucking forgot it. All because I'm like, you know what? I have a big penis. I'm not gonna write it down. So use whatever it is. I have Evernote. Evernote is a great app. Anytime I have an idea, I just write it on there, and then that's it. But write it down. Have a notebook. Don't rely on your memory. So if you come up with stuff, even if it's the smallest shit, even if it's like, variation on double lift, take a picture. Make something that you remember, but don't just rely on your memory because that's Canadian. Mike Wallace. Sorry, it's under $10. I still appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. Mike Wallace, Canadian. Damn. I thought it'd be worth more since our dollar, I thought it was down. But don't rely on your memory. That's pretty much what that is. Are we in a dream right now? Probably. Pigcake, can you bring back reviews? I don't really have a lot of stuff to review. I know that I did a Pepsi review, a Crystal Pepsi review that I love doing. But I don't really have stuff to review. So if I get something to review, I'll definitely review it, Timothy. Let's see. Does she know about this channel? Yes. She's actually in one of the videos. Her hands. There's one. Let's see if I remember. It's... Ooh, message retracted. What message did you retract? Now I want to find out. Keo Fang, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out because it says message retracted. And I want to know why. What you said. Damn it. Okay. No, but there's a video. I think there's one that I go homeless. It might be one of the episodes, how to get that. So her hands make a cameo in there. We call a guy at work. Pigcake. Habla español. A little bit. Can you jerk on camera? DSP. I'm obsessed with watching this group on YouTube called Sons of Kojima. They watch this guy called DSP Gaming who has actually done that by accident. He jerked on a live stream. They caught him, and I'm obsessed watching the guy's videos because his fails are so funny. So there you go, slimy face YouTube. What's it say here? I'm doing a viral video project at school. I want to know the best trick to do on a video. Any thoughts? Honestly, the best trick to do on video, if you're doing a viral video, it has to be something that looks real but isn't real. That's the thing that kind of go viral. So if you're doing a trick, you have to make it look real if you're trying to get for a viral video. Now it's not gonna be easy. You can't just say, I'm gonna get a viral video. You're gonna have to, do something that's trendy. But if you do something like, if you do like a video done in like 720p of you dropping a coffee cup and then the coffee cup levitates back to your hand, fucking viral. Especially if you put the little Snapchat thing on it. Look at that, Charlie Phillips. I just gave you an idea for a viral video. That's actually funny as fuck. That's funny. Don't forget to stop the stream before you jerk off. You'll have troubles. Thank you. What was the teacher incident? It's not an incident. It's just to be honest, I had a conversation with the kids. about problems that the school's having. That got to the administration. They didn't like that, and they found ways to let me go. Bob Stevenson, that's pretty much what happened. But it wasn't an incident. It was pretty much I was listening to the kids. The kids were venting about the school and the issues we were having, and they kind of fucked me on that. So I got fucked. Let's see. Tom Graham, message retracted. Damn it, you people are retracting messages now. What are you doing? Why are you retracting messages? Let's see. Foreskin retracted. Shuffle Monkey. You guys are... Am I on? Okay, now I'm live here. Okay, so there you go. Let me see. What do you talk about your ads? I did ads. Yeah, I had ads. Talk about the ad you made. I had ads on the initial videos. It got really costly, to be honest. Ads, not AdSense, AdWords. You know, when you upload a YouTube video, you could it says promote, and then you go through AdWords, and then you can make an ad for the video. I did that for a little while. To be honest, I would not recommend that, and I'll tell you guys why. If you're ever starting a YouTube channel, I did it kind of as an investment, hoping that I would get some sort of success on YouTube. But if you have a YouTube channel, I would highly suggest against ads, because the problem with them is that even if you put because you could change the audience. So if the audience is interested in magic, you can make sure that the ads show up on videos that appear on magic videos. Now, my issue is that it doesn't necessarily have to be magic. For example, sometimes they popped up in other videos that aren't necessarily related to magic, and that you've wasted money because you've paid for an ad to show up on a video. It doesn't matter if they click it or not, you're still paying for it. So unfortunately, I lost a little bit of money doing that. But I think that I did get a little bit of exposure from that because you have some ads showing up in the videos. And my issue initially was that it's hard on YouTube to get noticed. So I just made a couple ads for that reason. And I just put general ads going out. I didn't specifically target any magic channel. I just put them in the magic category, and they showed up on just general videos on the ads. But honestly, if I had an opportunity to do it again, I would not go with ads because they could get very costly over time. And you could for sure be doing other things to improve your viewer base. Social media, you could... there's just a lot of other different ways to do it. Consistency is definitely one of the best things you could do. If you stick to a schedule, I think, that's something you could definitely do to improve your channel and to get more relevance. But I just wouldn't recommend against getting ads based on my experience with them. So there you go, Isaac and the other people that have asked me about ads. Why don't you use a close-up mat? I just don't. I've never bought a close-up mat for any reason. Now I know they would probably mess up with the balance of the camera, but I should probably get one soon enough. So the great Cardis, I just told you some tips on how to make your magic channel better. You have to focus on things that you wouldn't otherwise think about. There's a lot of things, sound quality, for example. Right now this is on a Samsung phone, but I'm using a Rode mic on this just to get the audio, and I think the audio comes out really, really well on this. You have to worry about lighting. You have to worry about, for example, hiss in the back of your video. That's something I didn't realize. It's annoying as fuck. So everything is not just setting up a camera and shooting stuff. You have to worry about exterior stuff. And if you watch my earlier videos, you notice that I didn't really know about these things starting off. So I didn't really know about the background hiss. I didn't really know about, for example, audio levels. So, fuck, you have... I used to beep. I used to have beeps in the videos. If you guys watched my earlier stuff, I didn't realize the beeps were breaking people's ears with the audio levels. I didn't know that. So you got to focus on little things like that. And that definitely, those little things over time just lead to general improvements and make your videos a lot better quality. So worry about all those stuff. Let's see. Give me a shout out, Orange Bread. There you go. Thank you, Orange Bread. How do you think your kids would react to your videos? I don't even want to think about that. Fuck. I mean, even when I was a teacher there, fuck. Like now that I'm not teaching there anymore, I still don't want them to find my stuff. I'd lose my shit. I'd be like, damn. I don't even want to think about that. Pigcake, I found you through your ads. Yeah. So I don't do ads. I haven't done ads in a long time, especially since the, but I haven't done ads in a while, so you should spend 10K on cards like Ramsey. I mean, that's his business. He's an active performer. He does tricks. He does gigs, so he needs cards like that. So he for sure needs something like that. So if you're investing it back into your product, I don't think there's anything wrong with spending 10K on cards. I wouldn't fucking ever do it. But if it's something that's making him money and he's gonna make more money with that 10K, do it. Fuck yeah. Let me see. Some stuff here. Production value increasing. Nice. From a strictly business perspective, I would have thought that uploading less would mean more views for video. Yeah, I mean, eventually the views will get there based on my limited experience on this platform. But as far as I found, especially now recently that I've don't have a regular day job, that being consistent and making a video every day has definitely helped me out a lot. In the past month, I think the last analytics said that I went up 5,000 subs. And it's definitely the content too. So don't think that just uploading anything will get you stuff and noticed. So you have to have good quality stuff, or at least I think it's good quality stuff. But it really depends on what you're doing. If you're doing a magic channel, then this has worked for me. So there you go, Kobe. Audio is good right now. Autistic screeching, good job. Loved your stuff. Yeah, now instead of ear beeps, that's funny. Let me go all down here. I fucking Pigcake, nice. Number of dislikes, number of legs on camera stand, ace of diamonds. That's some conspiracy shit. I said it earlier, what I taught was psych and history. So psychology and history. I'll give you money if you call me daddy, Gimlet. I've called you daddy, but not because you said you'll give me money. But I think you already put that comment beforehand, and it was fucking weird. Let me see. Someone here. Buy a close. Yeah, don't buy. Put velvet on it. It works and it's cheap as fuck. Thank you, little legend. I'll do that. I'll chronicle my trip to IKEA and buy that. What's the story between the ear rape intros? That's if you guys look at the what do you call it? The description. It's been 2 hours. Holy shit. But if you look at the description of the videos, you notice that I have a song on SoundCloud there. That's not mine, obviously. But I found that song a long, long fucking time ago. And it killed me when I first heard it. Because it's the When I See You Again. But when it hits the drop, the levels are like plus 10. Meaning that it breaks your ears. And I turned it down for those intros. So I just think that it's funny as shit. Do you vape? Funny enough, I did buy one for the sake of doing smoke tricks, like bubble, like you do smoking tricks with no nicotine and nothing whatsoever. So I do in fact have a vape, but I don't vape. Great cardist. I'm not that. I'm not Blake Vapes. Look him up. That guy's killing me. Let's see. Let's see something here. The new YouTube algorithm basically only benefits if you upload once a day, the beef. I don't know about that. I know that they've changed it a lot. I know that it definitely benefits, again, not to get political, but it benefits videos that kind of cater and align with YouTube's political beliefs and their own beliefs. So it kind of aligns to that, if you notice the trending videos. And whoever gives them the most money. True, if you look at the trending videos, a lot of times it's bigger companies, bigger corporations. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that because they're trying to make money themselves. But at the same time, smaller channels do kind of suffer in that. So it does kind of suck in that sense. But, so, I mean, there you go. Can you do your fucking fantastic? There you go. Randy. Let me see if I could get some people here, some questions. Where do you buy your cards? I mean, anywhere that has cards. If you have cards that, CVS, man, if you have cards that you buy your shit, you're good. Like, if you have a CVS nearby you that you could buy cards, even now CVS are selling like these crazy designs, and Target has them too. Just buy them. I mean, there's not one specific place. I know there's an online website that sells a lot of different cards and stuff. Either or, I mean, but don't spend too much money on cards. Don't spend your savings on cards just because they have a back design. Like, that's interesting. This one right here. Tips, Bob Stevenson. Tips for getting better at doing card tricks. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up in a little bit. I've been crouched in this position for 2 hours, so I'm gonna do this. I'll do this another one soon enough, but let me answer that, and then I think that'll be the last one. Tips for getting better: consistency. If you're consistent with how you practice and what you practice, you'll be amazed at what you could do. I've practiced a lot of like bottom deals, a lot of passes, a lot of different types of passes. And the number one thing that I found is consistency. Eventually, you'll just find out that you just do it. You could just do it. So for like, there's a bottom deal. I spent years learning this bottom deal. And it was just the fucking hardest thing. And then eventually one day I just got it. And I'm like, what the hell? This is it. And then ever since then, I've been able to do it consistently. So as long as you're consistent, another tip is to slow everything down tremendously. Slow it down. The tendency is going to be to try to do it as fast as possible and to try to get the motions as fast as possible. But if you slow everything down, your fingers learn the proper placement, your fingertips learn where to go, your hands know what to do. So if you just worry about doing everything super slow, that's the best advice for learning any sort of difficult card sleight, any sort of difficult card move from anything, from a pass to a bottom deal to a pharaoh, even anti-pharaoh. Fuck, I haven't spent time learning that at all. But definitely, wait, hold up. Last one. Fifth card is the ace because I haven't mixed it. Cunt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ace. Yeah, because you saw it. I'm not stupid. So let me see. So yeah, that's the best thing. That's 69 watching. That's funny. So that's the best thing. That is definitely the best thing with how to learn different tricks. So it's consistency. It's 100. You just have to be concise when you're practicing. You have to do it, and that should be the best way. That's what I think is the best way, at least. Let me see if that is a normal bottom deal. I think I'll be wrapping this up, guys. I'm gonna do another one soon. I'll do another one soon. So for sure, keep an eye out for that. But I definitely like this a lot. So you stay hot. I'm gonna go find out different ways to buy cheap narcotics from Asia, but make a profit selling it to underage minors. See you.